Yo, we are live. What episode? 66?
56.
56.
Yeah.
I was thinking of-
37.
I think of Route 66.
We've been doing this for a year. This is our year episode.
That's
What?
not how
Do you
many
not know
episodes
how
are in
weeks
a year.
work?
Yeah, that's exactly how weeks work.
You think there's 56 weeks in the year?
Yeah, man.
Yet another
Are you doing this every week? Is that what you're doing?
another indictment on the public education system right here. So yeah, here we are, episode
So
one-
weekly bit until week.
Yeah, exactly.
until week
104?
66.
How many
Yeah,
weeks
until
are there
year
in a
two. He's like, we've been doing it for 6
52.
months. So
Okay.
we're gonna talk about contrast paints tonight. No, I'm just kidding. Probably won't talk about them that much at all. Although we all did get a chance to try them. Did you try them yet?
I haven't tried them.
Yeah, try to run it. He's a
Unbelievable.
loser.
I was going to try them
Unbelievable.
today if I opened, and then from like 4 to the podcast, I was going to paint, but
Yeah. Don't make fun of him. He thinks there's 52 weeks in a year.
Whoa. So if the Earth were flat,
Oh my god.
how would time work?
did you see that new meme?
No.
The new-
the one
the-
about
the-
fixing global warming.
Yeah.
If
it's
it's-
so good.
Are you
It
talking
says,
about?
if the Earth was
flipping Earth
flat,
over?
why don't we just flip it over
To the cool side
to
of
the
the
cool side
pillow?
of the pillow, like, and then we'll fix global warming.
the cool side
Two
of the
birds,
pillow.
one stone, right there.
Yeah.
So Apocalypse got announced
I didn't read that.
Yeah.
for.
I need to read these things you post.
Yeah, I mean, I post them for a reason.
It's a D12 system apparently.
There are D6s in it, right?
I have no. I was talking to Jason earlier today
Yeah.
about it, and he said it's a D12.
Did
system.
they play test it?
No, he said he had no part.
Okay, they did the same thing with Kill Team. They didn't play test it, so
Yeah, exactly.
they're like, we're just sticking to the big games. The other ones, we're just gonna do whatever the hell we want. No feedback.
I mean, to be fair, Apocalypse probably doesn't need to be.
Ian,
I mean,
hello,
it's a-
howdy.
So.
So listen, I don't want to.
Eli, or is that,
Well, hang on. I gotta shout out to Ian here. So this guy is the only reason we had anything of a weekend. Okay, so we're still
Oh,
working
yeah.
through some issues on getting these contrast paints in, but
Is this the guy from?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
famous Ian from the
Yeah,
Games
the
Workshop
famous
store.
Ian. Famous Ian.
What? Really?
super cool
Yeah,
guy, man. That
man,
store is
I-
really cool. You guys got to go check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I didn't even know it was there until you told me about it.
Really?
It's really cool. Like
Yep.
being able to, you won't appreciate this as much, but like it's just Warhammer
What?
everywhere.
I
Like
would appreciate
That is-
that.
that is pretty awesome.
like boxes deep.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's behind here? It's just. me
It's
and
Why
all
Ian-
wouldn't I
Warhammer.
appreciate that?
I'm just saying, man. Me and Hinkley were like walking around. Oh, you've played it, Ian. Nice. Is it worth a play?
It's both D6 and D12,
Okay.
and he's happy to help.
I would assume it's worth playing, right? Like, the only
Well,
problem
I-
is the box set's $100, but it does come with everything you need.
That's not bad.
Not really,
It comes
but I
with,
mean,
it comes
they
with the
coming out
rule
with,
book
like-
and all the extra. Does it come with dice and stuff?
yeah, it comes with.
That's
Aren't
not
they coming
bad
out
at
with
all.
new special boxes for armies too?
yeah, they're coming out with 8 of them.
Oh yeah, they're coming out basically with Battle Force boxes of
40K armies.
yeah. So there's a bunch of different stuff. There's the Chaos Space Marine one. I'm probably gonna get 2 of them. It comes.
It looks like
He's
we're
actually
limited
bought
to
some
2.
chaos stuff now, so I believe him now.
Well, he's getting rid of his towel, man. It's
yeah, they're probably going bye bye.
So
He's
Ian,
been like
what
all on towel lately.
what
Yeah, they're like my
yeah,
own
but
competitive army.
how fast does it play? I think that's my biggest question about Apocalypse. Can you play it? They say like 2 hours. So can you play it like a normal 40K game?
Is it
Because
and-
if they can, their tournaments are going to pick up with this. Like,
yeah,
like,
they
it's
very
not
well,
gonna be
especially-
like
especially
the
if the rules are good. It looks like from what I've read, it looks like they've Sigmar'd it kind of. Because everything wounds on a
Can you
set
like
number.
scroll that over?
There's no
The
toughness
Facebook
or
one.
anything.
Oh yeah, the screen's a little.
There's just 2 types, right? There's I think it's personnel and tanks.
Okay, yeah.
Can you see it?
So there's wounds against
Yeah, he
personnel
learned to
and wounds
play
against
with
tanks.
11 other guys, and they played
2 full
2
turns
full
in an
turns
hour.
in an hour.
That's
No
amazing.
joke.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
It's because you activate entire battalions at a time, and do you?
Ew. So is it like alternate detachment?
I think it's alternate
activate?
phases. Yeah, so like I activate
That
my
would be
battalion
interesting.
detachment, and you activate whatever you
Your
want.
spearhead or your
Yeah.
vanguard.
and
That
all
would
and
be
all damage
interesting.
is allocated at the end.
That would be and that makes force. Wow.
Really?
Actually,
Yeah,
This
so you
feels
always
like-
get to use.
This was like how Warhammer should be played.
that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
like,
but
if you
part
did
of it, man,
detachment
is
activation. That would
part
be
of the strategy of the game is like that can't kill me, or that can kill me hard. I must kill it. You know, like in removing that threat.
Isn't that like a
That's-
flaw at the same time? Like I bring a 500-point model that
No,
just
it is.
can't
It
do
is.
anything before it gets taken off the table.
See, okay, says he's running Apocalypse Nights, which I'm excited about. If you
When
can
does this
play
stuff
it in
come
a
out?
night, it comes out on July 6th.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks now.
Man, they just throwing
I'm just saying that I
Warhammer.
hope.
Summertime, the time to play Warhammer.
Well, their fiscal year starts June 1st. So it makes sense that all these things are like, all right, contrast paints, all right, Apocalypse.
And they just wait till the end of their fiscal year to start doing new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the kind of their philosophy. I could see it making
makes
sense at the
sense.
end of the year too, though, right? Like the last 3 weeks of our year, we're gonna just hammer it. But I don't know. That's just what they do. That's why new editions come out in June, and
Yeah.
so
It
9th edition
makes-
next June,
Is it next
Maybe.
June? It might be the June after.
probably.
I would
don't
say
know. I
June
don't think it's another
2021.
year.
I think you're right.
Dude, I don't think
it's,
it'll be
it's
another
been
year.
it's been what, 2 years now?
Yeah, 2 full years.
So next, yeah. So 3 years in the edition. That's probably fair.
How long was 7th edition out from 6th?
3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
8th edition
14
from
to
7th. Wait,
17.
we're in 8th edition right now, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Nope.
We're in 8th edition right now.
Yeah, we're in 8th
What?
edition now. It's back to the year thing again. Dakota Bowerman has joined.
Hey,
And,
Dakota, welcome to the chat.
I like how we wait for him to respond.
We're gonna be in for a big surprise. I like the sound of that, Ian. I really like the sound of that. Can you imagine being able to play like those massive games?
I'm just kind of excited that maybe, hopefully, praying to
Probably.
God, there'll be a purpose for a Land Raider.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure it's
Like,
totally.
and
well,
not,
did
not,
you
not
see
even
the two
just
type-
not even just one, like 3.
Did you
like,
see
that
the
would be
two?
so cool.
The 2 weapon strengths. The
Yeah,
strength
there's strength against personnel and strength against tanks. Yeah. So I just think that's cool. I think
said-
Land Raiders
he
are
said he's
probably one
here.
of the coolest looking Space Marine models, and
I'm
it's
here.
so sad that it doesn't ever see any table time.
9th edition, June 2020.
No,
That's what Ian says.
I totally agree, Ian. I think.
Well, he's calling it. Yeah, I think he's right.
It's not
probably
going to
gonna
be. I
fix
don't think it's going to be a big of a difference. I think we've talked about this a lot. It's not going to be a drastic difference like 8th was from 7th.
Well,
it's
it
gonna
won't- no,
expound-
no, no, no,
It's going to
it'll-
expand upon 8th.
It'll recycle old codexes. They're not going to do the index thing again. So a lot of the core rules are going to stay the same in terms of.
it's not going to be a
I feel-
hard reset.
I feel
No,
like a lot of
I think what we're
codexes
gonna
might
get-
not change either. They won't.
Well, they'll
depends on what changes in the
they'll get back to their old what's the word I'm looking for? Their old formula of like the edition can translate, but the codexes carry over.
Yeah,
And then they'll update slowly those codexes.
Exactly, bring them in line with the current edition. Exactly.
What are you laughing at, Jake?
Dakota said in spirit. He's that was a
Where
really,
are you in physicality?
He's like, that was really long, by the way. He's like, I'm here. 5 minutes later, in spirit.
So
So obviously he's nowhere with a good internet connection.
yeah, so Eli tried the contrast the other day. He didn't dump a pot, but Dakota, Brad, and Tony all dumped a pot. Brad dumped 2 pots for
People,
the night.
I, don't,
Listen, don't
I
come
feel
at
like
me,
people
man.
have never used washers before because our tables are new colors now.
You know it's really funny.
No longer
It's really-
white.
I have a stain from nun oil on my coffee table at home, so can never give it I don't know what the difference between that and contrast is. Couldn't get it up.
Well,
No idea.
people never used washers before. Apparently,
I use them all
says the
time.
guy who cleans our tables at night.
Giant cleanup FAQs added extra. Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that 9th edition brings back the relevancy of terrain, not just to block line of sight. Because right now it's just like terrain almost solely exists
Yeah,
to hide things behind.
Yeah, I mean not. Yeah, it really only benefits kind of a few things.
Yeah.
right? In terms of gain and cover save, it doesn't. Cover saves aren't as
I'll
beneficial.
tell you what,
to
man.
everything
7th
as they used
edition
to be.
rules
So-
for cover were not bad. I liked them.
No, they weren't bad, but
And they were easy, right? Like
Absolutely,
if you-
but-
there were some convoluted things like if you charged, you had to charge in a straight line through cover. Like it was.
I wouldn't like if that translated over to
Deep strike
8th
on
with
train.
the current. I mean, we've talked about this before, but with the current AP system, it just wouldn't translate.
I think it'd be
I
fine,
did like-
but we
I-
just don't agree. I mean, that's fine.
I did like the deep strike on the terrain being like some of it being dangerous. And
Yeah.
dangerous terrain. Yeah, I mean that.
I mean, it makes sense. Like you shouldn't be able to like just deep strike into like a building
yeah,
onto a building.
There's a lot of that stuff. I'm actually more
You just
so
appear.
curious. I'm actually more so curious what they're going to do with the current blast template model because it's not working.
What do you mean?
I love paintball.
Like
The blast
D6,
template?
yeah, like the D6 thing.
Oh, the
Because
scatter.
That still seems to have a lot of problems, and I don't think we found a current replacement.
I don't
for it.
necessarily
It
need.
is like playing paintball. That's that's a very apt
I
comparison.
don't necessarily think we need to do scatter again.
I don't
like-
think we need to do scatter, but we need something better than what we currently have. Like
Yeah.
the whole reason you don't see Vindicators on the table is because of the current system.
Well, I mean, you need something to represent high explosive weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Bolt action has rules for that. You know what I mean? Like, there's different. Although it's funny, Bolt action had no templates, and then when GW got rid of the templates, Bolt action added templates into their game. It's really funny,
pretty
but I think you can actually play that without them.
You might be able.
It's
to.
weird, like,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
a-
know, but
They have like they have a 1-inch template. They have like 6 different.
I just the current rules don't represent blasts well at all.
Well,
And
I
would
don't
really
know
like
if I don't know if they can ever represent blasts
as well as templates.
abstractly.
Yeah.
Right, because like you can change the rules if there's 10 units in a model, or if there's more than one unit in a model, you get extra hits, right? But you can never. How do you affect units around like you would with a blast template?
Yeah, no, I know.
And there was just something about rolling up with a flamethrower and getting 2
Oh, it
units,
was so
right?
cool. It
Like,
was so cool. Now it's just D6 auto hits, which is man. It's like it's better against big stuff, worse against the hordes. But
Yeah,
which doesn't make sense. But I mean, if there's a
it doesn't make any sense.
right, but like a Carnifex coming at you, like it does kind of make sense. You just hold the flame down, and like if it's running into it, it's gonna hurt it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like this futuristic flamethrower too. It's not like your grandfather's flamethrower.
my
That's true.
grandfather didn't have a flamethrower.
Well, that's
Actually, he was in World War II, so I don't know. He might have.
he kept it.
They had flamethrowers in World War II.
No, I know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He might have.
We just don't know if
I think
Senior
Korea they
Cooley
did.
kept it.
Well, his last name. He's like my step grandfather, but I also think he was in the Navy. So.
I thought you were gonna say like the SS or something.
Whoa! No, he was red-blooded American.
I'm sure there were. I would be willing to bet there was at least one American in the SS. I guarantee it.
Do you know?
No, but that was a
Okay.
big organization, man. I guarantee somebody went.
Maybe like a double agent or something, right? Like
No, somebody that just like really appreciated what
Germany?
the SS stood for and went and joined it.
Oh, maybe.
I feel like 8th edition has been trying to emulate
Thank you, Jake.
I like that.
Sigmar a lot, so like they can easily just keep going that way.
What's really funny is 4 years ago
don't
that was
want
not the
that.
case. 4
That's
years
fair.
ago, if somebody said 4 years ago today, if somebody had been like, "Man, I really want my game to be more like Sigmar," like somebody would have beat him with a bar stool.
I still will beat him with a bar stool. I do not
Sigmar
want
is
my
a
game.
is a really
That's
good
fine,
game,
but it's not translating well into 40K.
well, I mean, not all the rules can translate because it's a
yeah,
it's
that's
a
fine.
melee centric.
Yeah,
game.
exactly. That's fine. But like that means I don't want more of the rules.
No,
though.
that's fair. Ian said like pick a point on the table. I think that's a really good idea, and you can roll your.
Yeah, that'd be
You know
just
what I
fine.
mean?
Drop like put like a die there and say that's my point, and then
He
To
says
me,
roll a dice for range or whatever. Like you roll
yeah,
a
like
d6,
or the
everything within
size
6
of the explosion. You
like
know
if
what
you
I
roll
mean?
a 6, everything within d6 or everything within 6 inches
or
of
pick
Yeah.
a model. Pick a model and do everything within.
Well, the
D6
problem is that
model.
like Archeon, like the base on that thing. You know what I mean? Like that.
That's fair.
I think the point is probably the best.
that's fair.
because then you can literally set a dice down
I,
and.
I just think that might
Yeah.
be too abstract. Like
Just
just
to
No, I get
picking a point.
Unbelievable.
'Cause
look
you'll
at the
need something
spirit
to track the
formulate
point,
into
that's all.
embodiment.
I'm here.
He's actually here
physical
now.
form.
Did you have to work?
I did.
Okay, that's stupid.
For the next foreseeable future, I will be arriving late on Tuesdays.
That's unbelievable.
You know, talk to my boss.
I just don't think you
Talk-
care enough.
Talk to you're right. You're right. I should quit my job.
At
I
least
agree.
you said it.
Yep. No. Trust me. I've been thinking it all day.
Oh,
Oh my god!
been that
Hope your
bad?
boss doesn't
Oh,
watch
we're
this
not gonna well,
podcast.
I'll get fired if I talk about it here.
so, yeah, that's right. So what is your opinion on 9th edition coming next June?
I would love to see it happen.
Now let me just lay this scenario out. Okay, there have been rumors about, and by rumors I mean a statement right from his own mouth, that the Winds of Winter will be out by July of 2020.
What are the winds of winter?
The 6th book of Game of
Get
Thrones.
off the podcast.
We got that topic changed real fast.
No, hang on. No,
That's
no,
what I
I'm
was saying,
no,
like,
no,
how do we-
It's an alley oop, bro. I'm setting it up. Okay,
Okay.
I still got to start
it.
reading the first one.
Oop it.
but it's good.
Oop it,
Good
bro.
stuff. So if
Oop
we
it.
get 9th edition in June, and then we get the Winds of Winter in July, I won't take my nose out of books for several months.
Well, you'll have to take your nose out of a book to play 40K. Which if 9th edition comes out,
the first couple weeks of a new edition, you're playing like
no, I
this.
don't
You're like, all right.
What's really funny is you had your wedding like literally the day it came out.
Oh, my God,
And
dude,
so
that was-
we're driving up to where
That
was
was
it?
a
Hillsdale
blast.
or Grand Rapids
Yeah.
or whatever. And
Reading.
Yeah, reading
And
out of the
he's
book.
got the book in the back seat. We're like, I'm driving, and he's just talking 40K stuff. Meanwhile, your dad and Jessica,
And you guys
He's
almost
like-
got killed.
Yeah, we almost died.
But I'm
Crazy
an
story.
awesome driver, so I saved all of our lives.
Your military training kicked in. You're like, dodge.
They in the military they do not teach you how to dodge
How to
like
dodge a tire?
flying tires like that.
It's so bizarre, right? A tire falling
See, Ian,
from the
thanks
sky.
for hanging out, man. I'll let you. Hey, I'll let you know what I find out.
Tony stopped by the shop the other day.
No, he didn't. He's a liar. Actually, he might not be lying.
I don't know. I didn't see him.
Actually, he might not be lying. Okay.
He's lying.
He's lying.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I don't even
It's
know who it is.
really
I didn't
hot
see
in
him.
here. Are you guys hot?
Okay, did you see?
Oh,
did you
that's
see
weird. I didn't
cleaned that?
expect to see Dakota show
I did
up.
not, but props, bro.
I cleaned it out. It should be cold.
Do you know Ian?
It's
Did you put it
not.
on fan again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Ian.
So, okay, here's the thing. Dakota and I moved a freezer to my
Touch
house
me.
the other day. We took it in my car and set it up. And inside, there's a warning about how it might catch fire or explode. So Jake's talking about cleaning our air conditioner. All I can think about is it like exploding in the wall.
I turned it off.
Why would your refrigerator explode?
Dude, I don't know.
What's
I've never,
volatile about a
I've never
refrigerator?
seen that on a.
No,
Electronics.
when we were unloading it, I was like, "This is literally like the last thing I worry about with my refrigerator."
Until now,
I know, right?
I'm more
Until
concerned
now.
about it not being cold. Now I need to worry about it being too hot.
Too hot to where it explodes.
What's the flash point of a refrigerator?
Well, it's 2d6.
That might be
Oh
true.
my
I don't know who Tony is.
Listen, I've checked the cameras since he said that. I haven't seen him. He's a liar.
Since you said that,
you said that?
you've been on camera.
I've got Google Glass.
All right.
He pulled up.
I don't know. I can't tell. He might have been here
Moused over.
when I was in the back doing cards and
Make
stuff.
sure it doesn't get doxxed.
This is
That's not on
this is all-
camera.
Only
No,
we can
that's
see
all-
this.
that's just for
that's
us.
just for us.
Only
Okay.
we can see it.
Also, I just
okay.
moused over it.
Yeah.
Anybody
So what's
watching this could do that.
What's relevant today, guys? What's
Not to mention anyone watching. could just-
I mean, I
Yeah.
know you guys
I
talked a
know.
little bit about
That's true.
Apocalypse?
Apocalypse. I literally have read nothing.
Well, we're not. And, just to clarify for those of you who just joined us, we're not talking about the horrible X-Men movie. We're talking about the 40K.
Wait, there's a good X-Men movie?
yeah, there's
Logan?
like
Yeah,
two.
like some of the original ones.
Yeah.
X-Men, the first one.
I think the first one's
X2
good.
is pretty good.
I thought First Class was all right.
First Class
I like
and
First
Days
Class.
of Future
Days of
Past. I
Future
like.
Past was
I
really
love
good.
being the engine of a tangent.
Uh,
Anyway, we're talking
Logan,
about
Logan,
apocalypse.
Logan, I think is phenomenal.
Have you seen Brad
So-
since he dumped an entire pot of Flesh Tears Red? By the way,
No.
That night after you left, I pulled some Flesh Tears Red out and started. I wanted to see what it looked like on a Fire Warrior.
Well, you got
So I
to see what
started
it looked like
painting
on a table.
Yeah.
it looked like blood.
Yeah.
It looked like a blood clot.
I really want to
Like a
see
blood
someone
clot.
dump a model into a pot of
It'll look
contrast
really
paints.
bad.
Yeah.
I just want to see it.
Dude, I'm
look
gonna be
really
honest.
Someone do it and put it on YouTube.
Cygor Brown.
to
I'm
mention
not
the
a
amount of
fan.
contrast
I think
you
it's
have
too
to
dark.
buy
It's
to be able
very,
to,
very
you
dark.
can't just dip
But I think
them
it'll
out.
look
Yeah,
fine if
get
you dry
5
brush
pots,
over it.
put it into a little
Yeah,
thing.
that's fair.
little
But the
cup,
point of
Do you
contrast
know
is
how much
Right.
pots of contrast
Right.
cost?
around $40.
Yeah.
I think if you take Cygor Brown over like a Corax white, like a very, very bright color, I think it'll
There's
come
plenty
out,
more
come
people
out
that have that
okay.
money. All right,
And then you can dry
True.
brush on
I
it.
just want to see this experiment.
But I agree.
I can't
I
believe
That's a
it.
lot of
painted
money to
that
spend for an
Cygor.
experiment.
It's really dark.
Oh, it's super dark.
And,
I
not to mention, if it
regret
doesn't work, you just wasted 5 pots of paint.
Doesn't matter.
What are you talking about?
He's talking
We're
about
still
taking
talking
like
about this
5
pot thing.
pots and put it in like one
$40
container,
is
and
not
then,
a
like,
lot of money
dumping
to a lot of
models in
people.
it.
It's a lot of money to me. Not a lot of money to a lot
So
of
wait,
people.
wait,
A lot of money to me too.
To dip in?
Yeah, exactly. And
Dude,
then
it
like
would
if
not look good.
No, and if it doesn't work, you just wasted 5 pots of contrast.
I feel like you didn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even $40.
Well, no,
40
it's more because
well,
you got to
tax.
pay
Yeah,
you
Uncle
gotta- you gotta
Michigan.
add
40-ish
Uncle
bucks. 41
Michigan.
bucks.
Uncle Michigan.
Uncle Michigan.
42,
It'd be like your-
42.80.
He's going back in.
Is that like your-
42.80.
For
is that
those of
like
you who
your
can't see,
39
Tony is
times 1.06.
Tony's doing math on the calculator
in
on
Michigan.
the screen.
It would
Oops.
So $2.
1.06.
Okay, but
Yeah.
have you guys
So,
read anything about
41.34?
Apocalypse so far?
What's
Like, I don't
Would I
know
say 41.80?
anything about Apocalypse. I have not read any of the articles at all.
It's
I perused them. I didn't read in depth.
so they
I'm more worried
switched,
about getting
they
the order
switched
form
over
ready.
some of it to a D12 system. So not every. I don't. So
Ian
like,
said he
the
played a game
numbers-
with 12 people. They got through two full turns in an hour.
Well,
So
no,
you
one turn.
But so you're.
But that was everybody taking one turn.
Oh, was it one turn?
So
Yeah.
your to hit rolls, your to
that
hit
was
rolls and
everybody. That was
everything are rolled
everybody
by
taking
D12s now.
their one
Okay.
turn. So
And there's no actual like toughness or anything. So you have something called
So it's Sigmar in that way.
yeah, exactly. And then you in order to
I'm okay
delineate
with that
between
in
models,
Apocalypse.
there's personnel and there's tanks.
Yeah.
And those are your two unit types. And then every weapon essentially, or it might not even be a weapon, it's just a model. Every model has strength against
Two full
personnel
turns, bro.
and strength against
it said
tank.
one.
Are you
full-
serious?
And those
two
are
full turns in 1 hour.
Those have your target wounding numbers. So
Go back to it.
Two full turns in 1 hour.
I
how-
hate
how
you. I
big-
hate you so much.
How you
Jesus.
played it already?
Does it not say two full turns?
No.
2 full turns, 1
Works at
hour.
the
Yeah.
Doesn't
Games
say
Workshop
two
store.
full turns.
Oh,
Yes, it
okay.
does.
It says a full turn.
No. It says,
Dude, is
it's not
this
on the
real
screen
life?
anymore.
Am I blind? Hey,
here.
dude, it says 2 full turns in 1 hour.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No.
problem here.
Well, we're all in agreement. I don't know why
He's
we
having
keep
a
talking
stroke.
about it.
I don't know. We're all in agreement.
I'm gonna have a stroke. Jesus.
So everything wounds things based on a number on their own data slate.
Yeah, exactly. But
So,
but
okay.
there's two different numbers. There's personnel, and then there's.
Yeah.
I
But
do-
all those target numbers are based on a D12 roll. So intercessors
Mm-hmm.
wound against tanks on an 8+. They wound
Any
against
tank, anything
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
so. I mean, that a Carnifex is probably
yeah,
the same.
or a Titan. I don't know.
Well, there could very easily be.
They might
What about
have like,
personnel?
that would be like your infantry
Yeah, what
that's
do they
all
want
in
personnel on?
fives.
Fives?
on a D12. Yeah.
Okay.
I originally saw that and I thought it was made for a D6 system, and I was like, I wound other. No, that's dumb. Why are Space Marines
Okay,
wounding
so
personnel
now,
fives?
Jake, I agree.
But it's on a D12. So.
Apocalypse does look fun. I'm really excited about being able to play with all the big stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it
not
having
have
a-
it evaporate.
I'm also
In a
excited
turn.
I
about.
think it's going to evaporate, but I think it'll. I think
excited
it'll have
about the
enough
movement
of it to where
trays.
It won't be bad.
Eli,
I'm gonna use
that's
movement trays in
given.
normal games, so
I'm guessing that's 12 competent people, by the way, though.
well, no,
and-
they said they were all learning.
Yeah, but like,
I'm assuming
They're
it's
like-
store manager type people.
yeah,
Right, like
they're-
all GW store managers.
well, yeah,
yeah.
they're all
You know how
familiar
many
with
times-
40k.
You know how many times I've played a game with someone who has played their army like probably a
Andrew,
dozen
how you doing?
times who still doesn't know their rules. So like,
There's a lot of them, unfortunately.
there's a lot of people who just don't
it has gotten
grasp
better.
the
Has gotten a
rules
little
gotten a
better.
very
lot
well.
better. It's gotten a lot better.
No, I am very excited about what Apocalypse could be. That stuff's very
gonna-
limited, though. By the
Are we gonna
way,
use those rules in the next
Get my 2 chaos boxes, man.
apocalypse annual?
The,
I don't
the
know.
two boxes,
I
the
don't
two
know. It
Battle
depends
Force
on how it
boxes.
plays.
I was gonna text you and be like,
It's
Brad.
$110 worth of value.
I was like, yeah,
I'm like,
you need
it's
to.
115. I saw a
Yeah,
full
yeah,
comparison.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
115.
115.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, Brad, that's
extra
literally
value?
the best
Yeah.
box other than the Tau box.
No, I know.
Which the
I'm-
Tau
I'm
box
big-
is only better by 25 cents.
Wait, what are all
Yes.
what are all the boxes?
Well,
There's-
are you sure? Because that Chaos Lord is like
I've seen the
25 cents.
I've seen the
He's got
comparison.
like a 25.
Yeah.
There's Tau, Chaos, Necrons, Space Marines, Guard,
Knights.
Eldar, Knights. The Night one's really good.
The night,
night one's
the-
dope.
dude, the night box is literally
Orcs.
buy a
I think that might
Castellan,
be the
get
8.
2 Armigers free.
Yeah, I know.
None of those I want.
No, I'm surprised there wasn't a demon one, but like
There's a straight up Chaos box
Yeah.
if you want Chaos Marines.
Dog.
Dude, it's got 30 Marines in it.
I would
I
have
know. I
loved
saw
to
that.
see
And
them.
I'm like, I talked to Mari the other day, and I'm like, listen, this is coming out. I have to wait to see how much it is, but I'm buying it.
I
and
think it's totally worth it, man.
It is totally worth
You know,
it.
those-
You
yeah.
essentially get the Chaos Lord and the bikes for free.
Yeah,
Like it's insane with like $10 stripped off. Too.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
crazy.
like if you want to buy Marines, there's no reason to not get the box.
No,
it's
I
like
know.
it's like even if you don't want the bikes.
No, I know.
They're-
That's what I'm
they're-
saying.
yeah.
And 2 boxes.
You could do
I'm gonna
something with the
take-
bits if you don't just
Yeah,
straight want
yeah.
the
I'll
bikes.
build the bikes anyway.
Do you see the
but,
bases are on, by the way? They're on the new cavalry base.
Yeah,
No.
they've been
Oh.
on that for a while.
Really?
Yeah, but I think like now I think they finally said, "Hey, this is what bikes."
Oh, maybe I don't know.
Need to be
And
on?
all the reboxings. They're
Yeah.
putting stuff on that basis.
And it doesn't matter nearly as much in 40K. In Sigmar, that's a huge difference.
It makes a really big difference.
because you're like, okay, I can
Especially
get in
not
there for another
bikes in
1-inch
40K either.
attack.
However, Red Corsair's bikes can advance and charge, and since they're bikes, they auto
Advance 6.
advance 6, so they can move 20 inches and charge.
That's cool.
And if you give them an icon of Wrath for 10 points, they can reroll failed charges.
That's cool.
They get really good at bad touching stuff. And
That's
you
not
can-
cool.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But
I would love to
and-
see bad touch go
and
away
you
in
can
9th
also
edition.
you can also give.
I don't know
every
how you
single
can do
guy-
it.
You can also give every
Other
single
than just
guy
allowing
the-
stuff to walk away
chainsaw.
for free.
You can what? I'm
You
sorry.
can give every single guy a chainsaw too. It's actually really cool.
Oh, so they get 3 attack space then?
It'll be
It'll be two. Space
It'll
Marines are
Oh,
bad.
they only get 1.
it'll
They're
be
bad.
two. Space Marines are bad.
Well, okay, now you don't think they could get rid of the bad
No,
touch?
I just don't know how you do it. I mean,
weird when our
to
video's
get rid of
frozen.
bad touch,
Are we
you-
messed up on Facebook, Tony?
to get rid of bad touch, you basically have to say
It looks frozen.
being in combat
yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
No, I think what you do is you make it where you have to attempt to get base to base. Get rid of
When
that
can
closer
I
to the
be
closest
on the
crap.
show?
Just say if I'm charging, if
You're
I'm
on the
charging
show right
you,
now, Andrew. You're
Andrew Zupke?
Yeah, you're on the show currently by interacting with us.
Absolutely.
That's
Welcome to the
then-
show.
Then
Not
I,
a real person.
in that case,
He's real. Tony is the one that's not real.
I would like to see the Sigmar rule come over then, where like even if you're in base contact, you can
Sigmar
still
rules.
pile in, but you have to like.
Well, that's what it used to be, right? Like, remember how piling in used to work? So, like, if you were piling into this stand, you could just move around and let other men wash over.
You had to take the shortest distance to get to base.
Right, but it was just the unit you were in combat with.
Yeah.
So it was none of
There was none of this. I'm going to move over here and pull this group in. I'm going to move over here and pull this group.
and there shouldn't be any of
No,
that.
no,
You
that's
should
silly.
only
That's-
be able to enter combat with what you
That
charged.
that Thousand Suns list with all those
Oh,
River Marines.
there
That is
goes
the only
Tony's
reason
face.
that list is any good.
Because of bad touching?
Yes, exactly. That's the only reason that list is any good. Because what they do is they take Zangors, they deep strike the Zangors, they charge them in.
And they just cast a net.
Well, what they do is they charge the Zangors in. They purposely only get one Zangor into combat, and then they pile in and bad touch everything else.
Yeah.
Do they have any way to reroll charges?
Unbelievable.
Zangors.
Yeah.
Outside of command reroll, I don't think so. However, they do have a Brayhorn, which gives them +1 to their charges.
Oh, okay.
So they get an 8-inch deep strike charge, which is really good.
So speaking of rules updates, next week.
I wanted to bring some- Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, go for it, because it's a whole new segment. So you.
Okay, I wanted to ask because we talked about contrast a little bit, and now people have been using them. Has anyone tried contrasting like as a shade, like over paints?
I have not yet.
No,
that's
I haven't either.
that's essentially what apothecary white is.
Yeah.
It's a gray wash.
Well, yeah, it doesn't seem like things don't come out white, so I figured that much as to be like.
It's actually
the record,
useful than I thought.
I have seen other people's results of apothecary white vastly different than
Maybe we
what
got a
were
bad
getting.
pot.
I've been wondering that for a few days now.
I actually
few
have some new
pots?
apothecary white in, so
I bought some today, so
let's try it out.
Well,
This would be a new batch.
Just look at some
I won't be
videos of people
using any-
using them. Like
I
maybe
won't be using
they.
any on my
I
chaos stuff, but-
actually did. I was going to bring this up
You
right
don't
when
want
you got
white
here.
Chaos Marine?
No, it's dumb.
I don't know, man.
Dude,
It might be cool.
You know what? The original Death Guard
Heresy
scheme.
era Death Guard.
Oh my god!
Awesome.
Ted has his.
Yeah, I've seen
His
them.
Mortarion.
my
and
Mortarion
his,
and his,
uh,
If I ever
Deathshot
collected
Terminators.
Death Guard, I would paint them Heresy era. They look amazing.
They look cool.
Why
That's
did
what
their armor change color?
A
Because
lot
they're
of
gross.
legions did.
I was gonna paint my Blight Lord Terminators
fact,
different
like,
than
World,
my
all
World
of them.
Eaters
Plague
were
Marines.
white and blue.
Yeah, like all legions
That's really
changed.
That is really cool until you start murdering people and you get blood all over you.
That's why they're
That'd
red
be-
now.
yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
that'd be way. That's way cooler.
No, I know.
I'm
That's-
gonna have red
Splash
armor
them
cover
around.
up the
Also, I
blood
don't
of
think
my
they-
enemies.
I don't
think
think
they
that's
were.
the logic behind it, but yeah.
Were they always called World Eaters too?
Yeah, they were.
Were they? Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I-
so,
so
some
no
of the
one's done that
legions
then,
sound
yeah.
evil.
No,
like
I would like to see how some of these washes look over, like, because I was just thinking off the top of my head, like, I wanted to get Custodes as my second army eventually,
Custodes are so
and
cool.
theirs are very like vibrant colors. I'm not sure if in gold. I'm not sure if the contrast paints can do like the shiny gold as well as regular paint.
Honestly,
No,
your
But
best,
it'd
your
be
best
interesting,
bet
like
for
putting like a
Custodes,
contrast over the gold.
Your best bet for Custodes is probably just Retributor Gold, spray everything,
Yeah.
and then
Then dry brush.
Wash
it
'em?
with Reichland and then dry brush it with either Sigmarite or Necron Compound.
I don't know if I
Runefang
do
Steel.
that. Yeah.
I'd probably dry brush it with Runefang Steel. It's nice and bright.
I like Necron because it's bright, but it's really dry. Runefang's really wet.
And if you want the shiny thing, just Ard Coat. Just Ard Coat over everything.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. I don't know how the.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it depends on the color too.
You're probably better off picking out specific details with the contrast paints.
People have done a lot of really good things with thinning them down, though.
I just want to
Yeah.
see
Using the contrast
everything
medium.
that
But yeah,
contrast
the
can
contrast
do.
medium.
Oh God, give
Yeah.
it 2 years, man. It's gonna be wild.
I feel like it's going to be a very versatile tool. And I want to just see all the cool things people can do. with
There's
it.
a lot of utility in mixing it with the contrast medium. There's a lot of potential there.
I watched a video with the Spiky Bits guy. He did one of the branch guys. I don't know, Sylvaneth guy. One of the newer
Branch
ones.
Wraith?
No, not a branch wraith. It's one of the melee guys. What the
Kurnoth Hunter?
Maybe. No, not the big ones.
Not the real big ones, like the
The
decent
ones that have like the weird colored skin and then they're like coming out of a tree.
revenants.
Whatever they are.
Revenants.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing before we go on to the next topic. I primed all my Poxwalkers in black. Do I need to do anything?
You
You
need
can
to
prime
strip
over them.
those.
You can
No,
no,
you
you
can-
can
prime
no,
over-
no,
you
you,
really
you,
can.
you can prime over
It's
the
called
black.
zenithal. It's like a pre-shade. So what it does, you go over the top, you know what I mean, and you cover it, but like the underneath parts are still black or shadowy, so it's like a natural shadow.
Oh, okay.
It'll be good enough for your
For my
you're not gonna use-
untabled, never gonna see light of day Poxwalkers. Yeah, I don't mind if I mess them up because like no one's ever gonna see them anyway.
You mentioned bringing 60 Poxwalkers to your game against Jason. What did he say?
He said that was a joke.
That was a
A
conversation. I had today.
joke.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was, yeah.
I did do a stormtrooper. So Evan tagged me in a post where somebody had painted a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And it looked fantastic. And I folled the recipe, and mine still looks gray.
Yeah, and I really think that
And
we
I
had a bad
thinned it
pot.
out a lot.
Dude, I shook it up. I mixed it. Like I think we might have just had a bad pot.
We might have.
Shouldn't you not be thinning it?
The recipe on there, well, he thinned it with Lamian medium. I used the contrast medium.
I thought you weren't supposed to use Lamian medium.
I think that I think the other methods are fine. It just changes it a little bit. You know what I mean? The contrast.
it would thicken it.
I don't know. I don't think so because Lamian medium still
good?
still thins.
But I think Lamian medium is still thicker than the contrast medium.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I'm not an expert, but my best.
What was your
Overcon
topic
over
you
impression.
wanted?
You know, I honestly don't
I'm
remember.
not
Oh
an
no,
expert,
this
but I gotta
weekend
defer to the experts.
the big thing coming out this weekend is General's Handbook 3.0.
Yeah.
Wait, it's coming out this week?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
comes out
Three?
Saturday.
It's a
Point
it's
oh.
a third General's Handbook, but
It came out yearly, right?
yep.
Yep. So
It just seems like two came out so recently.
I know.
Last year,
But it was
right?
it was a year ago.
But it just doesn't
Dude,
seem like it was a year
the
ago.
first General's Handbook was an enormous addition to the game. It changed Age
Well,
of
it
Sigmar.
literally changed the game.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It was Sigmar was a different game after the General's Handbook.
How much does two change from one? Like how much did it change?
That's real good.
Second edition.
Yeah, General's
It
Handbook
wasn't.
2.
It wasn't second edition and the second General's Handbook were different.
I guess we're talking about the second General's
No, it came
Handbook.
out with the edition.
Oh, did it?
I
Oh,
th-
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, the second edition of Age of Sigmar, it changed little things and wording on things, but they had really big impact. One the biggest change was the battle shock thing, where if in the battle shock phase, if you're not in coherency, you have to remove models from the unit until you're in coherency.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
wow.
hearing about
So,
that.
so
Yeah,
if you
it's
have 50 guys stretched out and you pull one guy out from the middle because it's only 1 inch
You lose
coherency
the
in Sigmar,
rest on
you,
one
you-
side.
yeah, you lose half. Because that was something people were doing. They take these huge bricks with 60 guys and they'd run
They
them
would
up
do
the
what
table.
you do with the Zangor,
Yeah,
the Zangor
and-
tactic.
Yeah.
but
You
you'd
want to
be
keep
everywhere.
multiple units engaged.
Because there was no downside to not being in coherency.
Yeah.
It's like you just had to try to get to coherency, but if you're always in combat,
Or if you don't move,
Yeah.
you have to move towards the closest model too. Which that's a rule I really would like to see go away because there's too many things in 40K specifically where it's like, well, what's closer, this or that? This is behind a build. Like when you're talking about characters, this
I
is
know.
behind a building.
I really don't like
It's
that.
a
So do you have to
relevant.
measure around it, or do you, like?
but
But
it's still a
isn't
straight
that-
line. But if there's a
isn't it based on your charge target though?
with
It's
what?
based on your charge target though,
No,
right? Because
no. When you charge in both 40K and Sigmar, you just have to finish within the requisite distance. So in Sigmar, it's half an inch, and 40K, it's 1 inch.
right
So
Half an inch?
yeah,
in Sigmar, yeah.
it's weird. I don't know why they did that.
They don't measure anything in that increment. Everything is
No, I
in
know.
solid inches.
I know.
Why do a fraction of an inch?
But you also cannot move to within 3 inches of an enemy unit in Sigmar. So you always have to be 3 inches away.
Whereas in 40K, you have to be over an inch.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really
yeah,
weird, man,
because
because it really changes the board too. Like when you
Oh, no,
you go
I
from
know.
playing 40K, you're like, okay, I'm gonna move through here. No, you ain't.
Yeah, but that also
Drop
means that in Sigmar, when
Can
you
you
when you
move-
pile into within 3 inches of something, that's in combat now. To when you get within 3 inches,
Yeah,
because
but,
Can you move?
oh, I guess they have a range, don't they? Melee
Yeah.
weapons.
like
have
if you have an
Yes,
8-inch
they do.
movement, can you move like can you move through something?
It's a lot
Kind of like
simpler
that,
than
like
40K.
within that 3-inch gap.
No.
So
You can't
have
you
to
can't move
your
within 3
movement
inches.
has to stay away 3 inches
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, always. You can't move.
So
within it.
screening is much more effective in Sigmar.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
wow.
charging is different too because there's not a lot of Overwatch. You don't declare charges.
And a lot of stuff wants to be in combat in Sigmar. Like the game is largely about
And
melee.
no matter, regardless of who charged, it's always alternate activation unless you're playing Deepkin on turn 2 or 3.
Depends on who your
If they have a
warlord is.
Tidecaster, right?
Turn
Which
3 is
it's
a big one
brutal,
for us.
dude. They have the Deepkin have a what is that even called?
It's the Tides of Death.
Right, but what is the? It's not a command trait.
No,
it's
no,
not
it's just our army
it's like an
rule.
active rule, right?
Yeah.
If they're battle forged, everything in their army fights first that turn.
That's cool.
Yep.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's
I mean-
it is awful.
So
'cause you're like,
it's your turn and you charge me. I still fight first.
Yeah,
I
There's a lot of
love
stuff
it.
in 40K. That's like.
I love it.
Yeah, but
no,
melee
it's
sucks in
the
40K.
entire
so.
army.
No, you're right. Well, it sucks.
Well, the things that are good in melee can't shoot.
You don't.
so
You usually don't kill stuff in melee. You use it as a tool.
and interestingly, in Sigmar, one of the big changes that was one of the biggest things for me is in first edition, if you were in combat with something, you could still shoot out and like I could shoot Tony even though Tim's punching me in the face.
Yeah, with no negative.
With no negative. Now it's you can still fire your ranged weapon, but you can only fire at whatever's within an inch of you.
well, that makes more sense.
Maybe
Yeah.
they'll change morale in 9th edition.
I don't see that happening.
Maybe they'll make
I
my
would
demons
love that.
fearless again.
I don't see that happening.
That's a codex thing.
That is
Well,
true,
maybe
too.
they should.
You know,
I would be fine.
Maybe
if
they'll
demons
make
would-
Poxwalkers
were-
4 points.
they should.
I'd be
I
fine
should
if
be fine.
demons were
Huge
leadership
point.
10 like they are in Sigmar.
Change, but
They're
Why
not-
why aren't demons leadership 10?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Necron's
I guess I wouldn't care if they weren't fearless if their leadership wasn't 7.
Leadership 10 wouldn't even matter anyway.
It
kinda matters.
It would contribute.
It would contribute, but
help.
when you're taking stuff in squads of 30
No, I
and
get
you
it.
lose
I think the bi-
15 models,
two years
it's,
in-
it's literally the difference of losing 2 more models.
Two
still-
years
and they're
in,
still gonna
I-
get
I,
crap.
I think the biggest thing is that
It's not
at least for plague bearers they can get stuff back. So like
Most demons can.
yeah, so
Two-
maybe that's why they have it at 7.
I will
I
say 2
hate
years into
that
the
rule.
edition,
too.
I'm not as big a fan of the Battle Shock rule as I was.
No,
no, I hate it.
It's terrible.
I
It needs to
like
go
it
away.
that it's fair. Like it's fair across the board. Like it might not be the most advantageous
But I think
rule,
that-
but like it is equally applied.
I think
so
that's
it is fair.
problem, though, because I don't think it should be.
Yeah,
Zoom-
because not everything is equal.
Andrew,
you know,
you'll-
not
Well,
all.
it's not even that. It's just not representative of what the stuff actually is. Like there's no reason, for instance, Sakia Fire Warriors have a better effective leadership than Chaos Marines.
or
that's dumb.
custodes.
Yeah, or Custodes. That's dumb. That shouldn't be a thing.
You should never see a custode flee the table.
No, absolutely.
Okay,
I don't
they're,
think-
they're a custode.
You should never see a Castellan robot or a land speeder flee the table.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, okay,
Andrew,
Land-
you
Land
there's like
Speeder's
5
exactly the same
episodes where
as
we
a
didn't
Space
talk
Marine,
about
though.
40K.
But a Castellan
But
robot, I
usually-
totally get.
Every episode
Land
we touch
speeder.
on it
No, I get it.
They
'Cause
shouldn't
that's these
flee
3.
ever. They're vehicles.
They're
Biggest
Space
hobby.
Marines. That alone.
Yeah,
that
good point.
alone means they
Good-
shouldn't flee.
Good point. Good point.
What do you change it to though?
Huh?
What do you change it to?
I mean, I loved 7th edition
Change
leadership.
it back to last edition.
7th edition leadership was
okay.
great.
I'm okay with it. Change it back to last edition.
well, I do think that it should be in just one phase. Because remember, you had to take a leadership test in every phase
yeah,
you get
that's true. It was at the
casualties.
end of every
Yeah.
phase in which you took
Yeah.
casualties.
I don't think you need another layer to remove models in
But
40K.
then, so
right? Because that's what it's for, right?
you're
It's to
at-
speed the game up
You're
by
right.
losing mod. But I don't think we need that. I
Yeah,
think you
we
lose
don't-
enough
yeah, you might
models
be
to
right.
begin with.
Stuff dies fast enough in 40K
Yeah.
as it is.
I think it's still okay for Sigmar though.
No,
So
Sigmar
you think they
Sigmar
should just
functions
scrap
fine.
leadership?
No. I think they need to refine it.
They
Okay.
need to change how it works.
I don't think it should be the exact same as Battle Shock.
I'm perfectly
and Sigmar.
fine with how Sigmar does it. Like, it works in Sigmar.
Well, you probably don't lose droves of models.
Well,
oh,
you
you do.
I'm talking. Well, let me finish what I have
From,
to say.
they're
from a-
more
from a-
expensive,
from
too.
A
Yeah,
from a
exactly.
distance,
That's
maybe
my
not.
point. Yeah, like I could, like I've been making chaos lists. I can literally take a squad of Havocs, and I could kill with ease a squad of orcs, 30-man squad of orcs. I just walk up onto them and just be like, all right, you're dead.
All right,
You could even do that when
you're
they
dead.
move.
Huh?
They could do that when they move in front of you. That's pretty cool. Is that a stratagem? Like if something moves within range, you get to shoot it.
No, it's at
Oh,
the end of your opponent's shooting phase.
I thought it was a
in
movement
that.
thing.
No, it's at the end. Yeah, at the end of your opponent's movement phase.
Oh,
If they
it
move
is the
within
movement
range,
phase,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
that's the specialist attachment. You just spend. I think it's like a command point on the devastation battery.
That should be a rule in 40K. That should be like
maybe.
like it is in Legion,
I
right?
don't know because like
I'm not saying army wide, but like you should be able to set your unit to like if
But
you got
like,
snipers, right?
You can also only do it on the first turn as well.
Was it only the first turn?
Yeah,
What was
it
it?
was.
The lights,
if
like,
you-
flickered.
It was.
Oh.
It's only in the first turn, and you have to go second in
Yeah.
order to do it.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
gotta switch from Twitch
That's
to
right.
So yeah, you can't. There's a bunch of stuff they have that's like that. Like you can. I can shoot. I think there's a Black Legion
Nah,
one.
I'm not bored.
Jake's not
where
bored.
Tony mentioned this like 1,000 times. I fidget a lot up
I
here.
do too.
You do what?
I fidget a lot. I move the mic. I do stuff.
So okay,
But
we talked about Sigmar briefly, but we're not. Sigmar's a
This was a huge
second
tangent.
game.
I feel like you were gonna talk about something. That
Yeah, it was Sigmar.
oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
talking
talking
about
oh,
the
okay,
General's
never
Handbook.
mind.
General's handbook.
Organically,
They,
brought it
they
up.
have
Ben.
a
Accept it.
You
the
stop it.
my AdMech tank is coming. I'm happy about
Oh
that.
yeah, it comes out. I think it comes out the same week. Yeah.
I wish that they would have had a different bottom
Dang,
for it.
Eli.
I don't like that they both look like hovercraft.
They both are hovercraft.
I know, but like they look like
You got resting board face.
2006 hovercrafts, not 40,000
It's true.
hovercrafts.
I don't really like them a whole lot.
I don't hate them.
Take that back.
Listen, man,
You're gonna. I don't know anything about
Hey
their
Tony,
rules,
you
but you're gonna
interested
like
in
them even
sticky
less.
notes?
He's gonna say something to us.
probably like blowing them up. I hope they're toughness 6.
They won't be. They'll be T8.
They'll be
better
they'll be
not be.
T7.
See, you could just tell us,
I bet the
Tony. You
transport
can yell
will
at
be
him.
T6.
I know.
You can yell
It's
at
way
him.
more
You can
enjoyable
say,
if you
hey,
scold
You
him.
see that? You read.
Bread. That's. Oh, okay.
I said it's
Noted.
loud.
So okay, with our last 15
As your
minutes,
clank.
what's relevant? What's relevant in the world? We haven't
I know.
talked
This
about
weekend,
movies in a while.
That's what I wanted to bring up. This weekend, there's 2 movies I want to see.
Let's hear it.
What's coming out?
Toy Story 4.
Oh my god!
No.
Come on. I
Listen.
feel like
Look, Toy
you're
Story
sacrilegious
rehashed.
if you hate Toy Story.
I pretty much.
I don't think it's.
I think
no.
at this point, I don't even want to hear your second movie.
Unbelievable.
It's like the exact. It's not
It's
the
Child's Play.
exact opposite.
It's
of,
a remake. It's Child's Play.
So
Yeah, it's
so
the exact
living
opposite
toys
genre.
is the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm excited
One's
about
a
Living
murderer, the
Toys.
other one's a cowboy.
Dude, that
so.
Child's Play remake is gonna be terrible.
I don't
it
know,
might
dude.
be.
It's got Mark Hamill as Chucky.
Oh
and then
my
it's got
God.
Aubrey Plaza as the mom.
I don't know
Can
who
I
that
just
is.
point out that
What's
I
her real
literally
name? Is
am
that
not
her?
a fan of
Yeah,
anything
that's
that
her
Mark
real
What's her
Hamill has
name in,
ever done or been a part of?
the show.
In Parks
You don't
and
like
Rec?
Star Wars at all?
Dude,
That's a good question.
the older I get, the more I dislike the films.
All of them?
For what?
Yes,
What
all
films?
of them. Star Wars.
Oh,
Like
I really
Plaza's
like
name
4
in
through
Parks and
6.
Rec.
I actually starting to really appreciate 1 through 3.
Oh, you're trying to
Well,
figure out what.
two,
Yeah, what
two
her
and
name
three.
is in Parks
But
and
go on.
Dude, two's really
No, I
bad.
think-
Two's worse
I'll look
than
it up.
one.
I think
Ah,
two's.
that's
I think
rough.
two's worse than 1.
I think
Ugh.
up until like the recent smattering of awful we've gotten, 2 was the worst Star Wars film.
I agree with that completely.
I don't know.
It
man.
was.
It
Yeah.
wasn't
Not
until,
any longer.
It wasn't until recently.
Yeah.
I completely
Recent
agree
Last
that 1
Jedi
is better.
is
Than,
far
Oh
worse.
yeah.
I completely agree that 1's better than 2.
Jar Jar and
Yeah.
young Anakin are the worst.
No,
Well, I don't think
They're
one.
awful.
I
No,
don't
they're
think
not.
one was worse.
no,
than
they're not.
Force
They're not the
Awakens.
worst.
They're
No,
really
it
bad.
wasn't.
No,
Who's
that's- yeah.
worse?
No. But
What
like,
do you mean? Like, how are
the
they
ori-
bad characters? They're goofy, yeah.
Jar Jar is a bad character.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
just dumb.
There's no
Yeah.
good reason he was made a general, and
There's
then
no good. There's
did
no good reason he
nothing.
ever
That was
was
a-
written.
He was made a general in like 2 and 3, not in 1.
No, he
No,
what?
he was made a general at the end of that
After,
one.
yeah, the end
He's
of
like,
after he
he's like,
accidentally killed
General!
someone. Oh my! Can you never?
Did you say jelly roll?
Jelly roll.
jelly roll.
You know why he was made a general? Because he's a Sith master. Okay.
He may be.
I can't.
up.
I can't live this
He
way.
may
I
be.
can't either.
I honestly think Child's Play as a concept is stupid.
I agree.
I
It's
hate-
dumb.
Doll? I mean,
I hate the Chucky. You know what? Have you know the Annabelle thing?
I
Yeah.
really like.
Have
the
you
original.
seen the real Annabelle doll?
Yeah, it's like a
Ra-
Raggedy Ann doll.
Way creepier than the one they put in the
Okay.
movie. Dude, like the one they put in the movie, would you ever give that to a child?
I-
You're like, wow, this looks like a demon. Here, Susie, play with
Well,
it.
I mean,
But you said the one in real life is worse.
it depends
Yeah,
before.
because it's like it's
People are
supposedly this
commenting a
really
lot.
what?
Yeah, a bit.
Jeez, these haters, right, Eli? They're all haters.
The Clone till the last. No,
I
well,
remember.
The Force Awakens was. I mean, the Clone Wars in Episode 1 were.
Eli, I can't tell you how happy I am that you have come around
Wars 2 was
to
the worst.
understanding and agreeing with how terrible The Last Jedi
The Last
was.
Jedi and the Force Awakens are by far the worst Star Wars movies we've ever gotten. But
So to the point when I saw Rey jump over that TIE fighter, I hung
that
up my
that wasn't even the worst.
I hung
part
up my
of the
Jedi
trailer.
bathrobe for good. I'm done.
That wasn't even
have a Jedi
that
bathrobe?
wasn't even a bad
Not
part of the
anymore.
trailer.
I was
You
done
got
when I saw the
barbecue on my
first-
bathrobe, Obi-Wan.
You have done that yourself.
Funniest Jimmy Fallon thing he's ever done.
Oh yeah, no. It's
Only
great.
time he was funny.
Come now,
I don't
Obi-Wan. We
know.
both know I don't like barbecue.
I don't know the hesitance of like your guys' hesitance on Toy Story and Child's Play.
Toy Story. I'm an adult. I
Toy
don't
Story's
care.
just
Thank
overdone.
you.
No, that's not
So
fair because
what?
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm not. I'm not even judging or anything. I'm not interested.
So far, I don't think Toy Story has missed, and since it's been
I've
like
never seen 3. So
I've
I
never
can't
seen
say.
3.
Yeah,
I
Three
saw
was
3
pretty
a
good.
long time ago.
Was it good?
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I heard that 3 was the only one not to receive a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it had a 99.
so.
Yeah.
right.
And I think
I think they should have left it at that.
I think they actually.
Probably.
This probably should.
Jason, you're nuts. There's no way Revenge of the Sith was worth. Now there was when
of the
Anakin
Sith?
when Anakin I didn't realize Anakin does do like a complete 180. Like
No, dude,
he's like
it's-
don't do that
It's
and then
really fast.
just instantly he's a Sith Lord.
Oh, dude, it's
It
like
makes-
it's as fast as Daenerys
Daenerys?
from Game of Thrones, man. Like it's that quick.
They
because
built it
they,
better.
Literally
They
faster.
built.
They,
Well,
they planted
did
the
build it
seeds.
better.
They planted the seeds a lot better from all the way from 1, 2, and 3.
They did.
The-
and that's fine.
I feel like he
Listen,
switched.
I don't want to interrupt people, all right? But
Wait, what?
We can't do this again. I am not going to sit here while you guys talk about Game of Thrones.
This isn't
We're
Game
not
of
talking
Thrones.
Game of
You're
Thrones.
just talking about Game of Thrones.
We're making a comparison,
I,
bro.
said
I referenced
Anakin
that the
switched as fast as Daenerys switched. Now
Yeah.
I'm talking about Anakin. They
When you're talking
planted-
about planting the, oh, I thought
This-
you were talking about Daenerys and Game. Okay, never
no,
mind.
no,
Never
I'm
mind.
talking
never
about
planted
Anakin.
any
Brad
seeds,
will allow
Brad.
it.
Yeah,
There
the
were
reason
no
why we
seeds
hate it because
planted
there's no
because
seeds
that's how
planted.
fast and terrible it was. Okay,
Anakin
okay.
seeds were
Reel it in.
planted in 1
reel it in.
and 2, and I understand like he was like, no, don't do it, but once it happened, he just like collapsed into it, and then
He did, but
leaned into it.
It did. He literally went from saving people to murdering children.
Yeah, well, it
In
was
like,
actually.
They're
in like
younglings.
in like 18
Younglings.
minutes.
Here's the thing,
in
though.
like
it's
18
actually,
minutes of footage.
It's actually
Yeah.
not so surprising though. Like they
No, it's not
didn't do a
surprising.
bad job. They didn't do a bad job writing Anakin.
Once the
he
dark
was just,
side-
he
Well,
was
no,
just
he
Chris
should have
Peterson
done.
was just kind of a turkey.
He
actor.
should have done
that's fair.
something. He should have done something before, like he was like dabbling, but
He-
then
he betrayed
That's fair,
Mace
but like
Windu.
he's doing it
right, but then boom, I'm ready to kill kids.
But he's
That's gonna be in a
doing it-
supercut.
He's
Don't do
doing
it.
it for purpose. He's doing it for purposes of saving his wife and his own child.
I know, I get it.
So it does make sense in a way.
Right, but it doesn't make it makes sense that he's tempted, not just full blown
well,
master.
I
guess-
don't know that it doesn't. Simply because he's going to those.
I
he's
get
going
it,
to
but
those
like it,
lengths
one
to save
instance,
his children.
one
and
instance,
his
he's
wife.
trying. All it is he's trying to keep Mace Windu from killing. If Mace Windu hadn't done this, he's alive to this day.
It's true.
he still might be alive.
Wait, if Mace Windu hadn't done what?
Yeah,
refuse-
you're right. In Star Wars,
I
no
re-
one's truly gone.
No, I refuse to believe Mace Windu died just from falling out of that building.
Why?
Because he's like one of the best
Listen,
masterful Jedi.
Apparently,
of
that's the
all
only
time.
way to really get rid of people in Star Wars.
I was about to
is
say that's
throw
like a
them down.
recurring.
Nope,
that's
not
like a
anymore.
recurring theme
Not
in Star
anymore.
Wars.
Freaking, what's his name?
You're right. No one's ever really gone.
Tempted or teased back.
If
So.
they don't put,
I don't think
Samuel L.
I don't think he's
Jackson
coming back.
in
you think he's
episode 9,
Ghost Jedi?
I don't think he's
Mace
Ghost
Windu
Jedi. I
better
think
be
he's
back.
just a callback.
I
think that's
actually
it.
just
No,
read an
no,
article
they-
earlier
they
today about how he wants a second
Severely
chance to
imply
play
that
Mace
he's
Windu.
in this
Does he
movie,
really?
Yeah, he does.
not as a callback.
Listen,
They said nobody's ever
ever
really
truly
gone,
gone,
and
and
then,
then
he starts laughing.
we,
like,
we got to do this. Continuous outrage community. Everybody in the store. We're starting the campaign. Hashtag bring back Windu. Bring back May. Come on.
No,
No one's
I
ever
love
really
Samuel
gone.
Jackson. He's probably one of my favorite actors, but I don't.
I
They
would
have
s-
rehashed so many Star Wars characters, and they've ruined them.
I would still argue the new ones are the worst characters we've ever seen.
I would agree with that, but
I
the
would-
worst.
I-
Give
if
me
I-
Jango Fett.
if I saw-
the
over
rehash,
Finn.
the
If I
rehashed
saw-
characters are worse
if I
than
saw
what they were.
Samuel Jackson in The Rise of the Skywalker, I would be more.
I'd pee a little.
I would enjoy it more than if he wasn't in it.
I'm angry that it's called
You
Rise
don't
of
know that.
Skywalker.
yeah, it's with
I
Melinda.
would. And
You
if you
don't,
all
you don't
gone.
know that
Rey
because
is
they
a
could
Skywalker.
completely destroy his character. What if he flew
Yeah,
through space like Leia?
at least-
Would you still be okay with it?
I would be
No!
much happier if Mace Windu flew through space
Because
than
he's a
Leia.
Jedi.
I really wish that. What's that movie?
No, I wouldn't
He
be
was
happy.
head Je- he
no,
was
I'm not happy
head
about any
Jedi.
of it. She could have died there, and it would have been meaningful and good.
Yeah, because she had died in real life.
Yeah. Plus, she died in real life.
To be fair, I think when they shot that, they didn't think she was going to die later.
No, I don't think they did. But also, you have to
Okay,
remember, as
that-
far as
She
Mace
also
Windu.
doesn't do anything the rest of the film. I'm sorry, Tony. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
thought we're-
But for Mace Windu, he would have been like 60 years older.
Yoda was
if he were to
900,
come
bro.
back. Yeah,
I
he
don't-
wasn't human.
He was also a fucking,
Yeah, but he was a- he's-
excuse
he's-
my language,
he's
but he
a-
was a swamp troll.
Yeah.
Here's $1 to anybody that knows Yoda's
I was
race.
gonna say Toad Rabbit, but that's fine too.
Toad Rabbit.
I like how we got to about movies I was interested in seeing to
Yoda's a
trash
Toad
on
Rabbit.
Star Wars
Okay,
more.
so what else is coming out movie wise?
We got Spider-Man's on the horizon
comes
next
out
month.
Dude, that's gonna.
That's in 3 weeks.
I'm
2
gonna
weeks?
say it
2
right now.
weeks.
You go back and watch Spider-Man: Homecoming. It is not that great.
Yes, it is.
It is not. It is not
it's-
upper echelon.
It's
film.
okay. It's okay.
I-
It's not.
that's
It's not
what it is.
amazing.
You know,
There's a lot.
I'll
There's a lot
agree.
of characters that I really don't like.
I really enjoyed it, but
the bad guy was super flat.
Oh,
Dude, it was. Go back and watch it. It was like
I
there was
watched
no
it twice.
real setup.
I think it's besides Spider-Man 2. I think it's the best Spider-Man.
I think the
No,
moments,
no, it
the
is
moments
definitely the best-
between
best
Tony
Spider-Man.
and
I don't know.
Tony
I
and
don't
Peter
agree with
were
that.
very
I
important.
really like the old the originals. Not 3, but 1 and 2.
Never saw
were
3.
really good.
Are you talking
don't
about with
need to.
Tobey
3 is
Maguire?
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love
Three
those.
is- Three is bad.
I
Those
think-
were the best Spider-Man.
Yeah,
No, I think
I
2.
really like
I think
them.
2 is arguably the best. I think this new one, or Homecoming, was better than 1. I think it is. I think it's the best origin story of a Spider-Man that we've gotten, and it wasn't even an origin story.
I would say of the MCU, how many MCU films are there?
21.
21. Okay.
Including the ones a part of this universe or ones
Just
that
the
have,
MCU.
Okay.
I think there's 21 films, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if it's top 10.
That's hard because there's so many good ones.
Yeah,
a lot of good
but you're
ones.
probably right.
You know
You're
what,
probably
you know,
I
right.
mean, it was fun. It was a fun
But,
movie
like,
to watch.
it-
I enjoyed
This
it.
is gonna be a
But,
tough
like-
pill for you to swallow, but Thor is gonna be in one of those top 10s.
Thor
The first
Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok
No,
is in the top 10.
right, Ragnarok.
People love Ragnarok.
Okay,
never
so here's the
You've never
thing.
seen it?
I've never seen it full. No.
Here's the
haven't
thing.
either. Good.
In the MCU,
You'd like
where there's
it.
only maybe
It's really funny.
half a dozen bad ones. Like
That's
it's
fair. And I wouldn't say that it's bad, but it's just, it gets more hype than it deserves.
I don't
Spider-Man
think so.
Homecoming?
Yeah.
The moments
I
between
don't
Tony
think
and
so.
Peter were really
No,
good.
sure.
I also think this is like as it's the best Spider-Man we have got. The best actor, the best
I agree.
version
I
of
agree.
Spider-Man.
But I
He
think
is
that
my
allows-
favorite
He's
Spider-Man.
immature. He's more immature. He doesn't make the right decisions. He gets punished for it. And then
I agree, man, but I think all those things, all the elements you guys are saying, makes people give the movie a pass, and the movie just wasn't great.
I'm not trying to give it a
I
pass.
thought
I'm
Vulture,
just saying I liked it.
I thought
No,
the
no,
Vulture
what
was
I'm-
to make if you're gonna create the Vulture, not this old curmudgeon thing that's in the comics, but they actually made a compelling Vulture. I thought.
No, it was a really good. The only better. I mean, unfortunately, the best Spider-Man material out there is the video game.
I'm just
I
glad, I'm just
agree
glad
that
they
the
didn't
video game is
do,
the best Spider-Man ever.
Yeah, like
I'm just glad they didn't come out with
Like
Green
apart
Goblin.
from comics, it's
Yeah.
the best
We've
Spider-Man
already
we've got.
like
They
I'm
will
glad,
at some point.
Yeah, probably, but
But
like I'm glad we got
Vulture
to
was
see
in
something
that.
else.
Vulture was in that, and he was amazing.
I will say that,
mean, it's a lot
that
easier in video
Homecoming leaned far too much on the fact that it was in the MCU. Like there's dialogue in that movie like, oh, those weirdos that wear superhero costumes or whatever up in Stark Tower or whatever. They're just like, hey, we're in the MCU, guys. This is legit.
I disagree.
just saying,
I don't.
I feel like
a lot of that made
it's
sense.
very
though.
important
I
to
get
call
it.
back to each other.
I get it.
Like even watching
but
like the
Tony
Netflix
Stark was a
series,
major part of that movie also.
even watching
Yeah.
like the Netflix series like Jessica Jones and Daredevil and all that, they throw out call outs to the MCU all the time.
I get it.
Look,
And I love that.
I agree that Tony Stark was a big part of that movie, but I think the story that
Crutch wise, I think it was
I
more
don't
of a
think
crutch.
I felt like it was kind of okay because like it's a bunch of high school kids who like have actual superheroes in their world
No,
who
I
have
get it.
literally saved the
I get
world
it.
several times.
I really do think there were a lot of good things about the movie. I just don't think it was as acclaimed as people say.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I'd agree with
I
you.
think it's a little more hollow than like. especially with-
I'm a really big Spider-Man fan. I've never really engaged with the comic books or anything, but every other like I used to watch the cartoons growing up.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it
90s
was-
cartoon is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
But yeah.
Oh no, I would say actually the second best Spider-Man is the animated Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, you said that was really good.
I
I
don't
haven't
know if
seen it
anyone
yet.
else has seen it, but it was
all I've seen
fantastic.
is the memes of where Peter Parker's like got his whole hand in his mouth.
I know the meme.
There's multiple ones, but yeah,
But yeah, no, it's
we got to start doing a meme section next week.
Meme review.
Tony, that
Meme
you
review.
got to come with a meme.
I don't want to get sued
You
by
show up with
PewDiePie.
the
PewDiePie
memes.
doesn't copyright.
Oh, I should put all the
Yeah,
memes.
and then
He
we'll
stole
review
it
them on
himself.
screen.
You think? I was like, plus, you think PewDiePie's gonna be mad that a bunch of nobodies in Michigan
He's
are
not
just
even the original content creator
Who did
on
he steal
Meme
it from?
Review. Everyone else that was doing it. He's just got the biggest following, and he's funny.
Is he
so-
winning?
Fine,
right
but
now,
then we're
by
gonna
the
get
way?
attacked by a
No,
bunch
he
of 12-year-olds.
is considerably defeated.
Okay.
T-Series already passed 100 million, and then PewDiePie like dead halted at 96, and he's been talking about the milestone of 100 million. And he's excited for it.
We're never gonna
And
get
then in the
there.
video today, he was like talking about buying the merch as end of video thing, and he goes, "And I don't know what to get you guys people to subscribe to 100 million. It's like all you guys want me to do is beat T-Series. Don't care about anything else." So
Does T-Series do anything good?
They make
I mean,
music
they
videos, I
must,
think.
right?
Dude, and
I mean, it's probably a positive thing in
didn't
India.
you say that they had something like that when anybody in India signed up for YouTube?
there was
They
I think
automatically
with
got subscribed
I
to
think with
T-Series.
evidence, a conspiracy theory that when you signed up for YouTube on India internet, it automatically subscribed you to T-Series.
That's extremely shady.
I mean, it's not a big deal, but like,
It's not like it's only culturally relevant.
Yeah, it's
but
not,
but like
yeah,
it's still unethical in a way because
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
since
Well,
like
it's-
PewDiePie
I'm
makes
pretty
money.
I'm pretty
on that.
sure it was just a bunch
Huh?
of people who were like, we need to figure out how to beat PewDiePie.
Dude, there's also like
We
how
need to take this
Listen,
guy
how
down.
many billions of Indians are there?
He might
Tons.
Yeah, like
What the-
well, that's
Like
another thing.
600.
India's
He
getting
goes hundreds.
There's not 600 billion, Brad.
600 billion fucking.
You are not allowed to do numbers on the show anymore.
India's getting a lot more internet access
gonna
like
have to
every
talk after the
month. Like
podcast
the
about
internet
numbers.
accessibility in India is growing at
But
a
there's
very
still
high
people
rate.
pooping in the streets, man. Who would have thunk it?
Well, San
Hey, at
Diego
least
as
we
well.
Hey man, at least we can watch cat videos.
There's several
what?
West Coast cities where that's the case.
They, What's that?
There's several West
people
Coast cities where
pooping
that's
in
the
the
case.
Oh yeah.
I saw.
Wait, hang on. Can you say that one more time, Tony?
There are several West Coast cities
West
where
Coast
that's
American
the case.
cities?
Yes, yes.
Who? Wow, what's on the West Coast?
LA,
Is
Come
that
on, LA?
coincidence?
California.
San
No,
Francisco's
I
like a
actually saw-
cesspool.
Just to be
San
clear,
Francisco, it
you're
is
in the best
very,
country in the
basically
world,
is the
and you have
West
to
Coast.
poop in the streets.
California and Portland. It's like
fair,
the
West
worst
Coast
place
is
in
worse.
Alaska.
I don't know if they're even forced to. I think they choose to.
What?
Poop in the streets.
Yeah.
Nobody's making them
Well,
poop on
it's
busy
be-
streets.
It's the homeless. Like they have huge
That
homeless
too.
problems.
That too, yeah.
But yeah. It's,
right, but like
Cost
David
of living
lives there.
there
He says
is
like there's-
absurd.
There's also like dirty needles on the street, like
Well, once again, it's from the homeless.
right. But it's,
Look,
we're not a
I
third
work-
world country, man.
no,
like,
I get it.
Okay, look.
where are
a
am I
ph- a
Guadalajara,
pharmacist-
San
Given enough time,
Francisco?
those politicians
pharmacist
in
around here-
California will turn it into a third world country.
A pharmacist around here will probably make like I don't know, like 130, 140 ish
Eli, that's not a
$1,000
customs thing of pooping
Okay.
in the street.
In
It actually a little bit
California,
is, but
like
I mean,
San
it could
Francisco,
be,
like
but
that's considered
not
like
in California.
$10,000-$15,000 above poverty level.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
No, it's,
Absurdity.
no.
well, San Francisco has the highest cost of living.
Yeah.
It has something to do with the fixing of rental rates too.
Yeah, it has.
But
it
next
has
time
almost
on
everything
Conservative
to do
Weekly,
with-
Conservative.
has almost
Weekly.
everything to do with rent control and how terrible.
If this
price
was
floors
Conservative
and price
Weekly, we would have been
ceilings are, but-
hardcore talking about Steven Crowder.
we really should have touched on that. Like Tony, I've been wanting to talk about censorship for literally 6
I
weeks.
think I brought
Oh,
it up.
yeah, it's been more than
3
that,
weeks
probably.
ago, and
There
you
was
were
a
like, "We're not
big
gonna do it."
censorship controversy
It
for the
was.
past week and a half.
Oh yeah,
uh,
there was
the
Adpocalypse too.
the Vox
The,
adpocalypse.
the
Yeah.
Vox Steven Crowder
We're going
controversy.
to talk about that next week. Remind me.
Okay, I will forget, but
Controversy.
okay.
It's
I mean,
it's a little definition of a
I
controversy.
listen. It's
All right, guys,
so
well, hey.
not controversial
We'll
that it
talk
became a
about
controversy.
continuous controversy next week.
Yes, thanks
Dakota
for tuning in
will
to
be
yet another
Bye.
episode 37. We all appreciate
All right.
it. We love you guys.
There's 56
Clean up your
weeks in the year.
customs of pooping in the street, India. You can do better.
In California.
All right, we love you. Goodbye.
Jeez.